Hello everyone, welcome to your quick stock market outlook for the week of November 21st. A quick reminder, it is Thanksgiving week in the US, so the stock market is closed on Thursday the 24th, and it's an early 1 p.m. Eastern close on the Friday, so a shortened trading week. Each week I go through sort of a top-down approach if I even like market conditions, and then that helps me determine if I want to trade. So it's basically this process of this is what I look at, and then this determines the overall market conditions. If conditions are good, then I'll look for individual stocks to go long. Within those stocks, I look for specific patterns and specific trade triggers. So the process starts with the overall market conditions, which is this video here. Market conditions are favorable for taking long trades right now, taking swing trades. So if I see setups, I will be taking them. The stock watch list, you can check out the best day trading stocks list, or best swing trading stocks list that was recently updated. And I'll be updating this one, still the November 7th list, and there's really nothing much on it. And I'll be looking to update that this week with contraction patterns, which we may start to see more of because we've had a little bit of a consolidation in the indexes. We're going vertical, which means a lot of times you're not going to find a lot of contraction patterns. You need that bit of a sideways pause before you start to see contraction patterns, cup and handle patterns. So we've had that now, and overall the indices are looking really good. This is what each of these US indices represents. So a nice broad array of how stocks in the US are moving overall. Then we have a Canadian index. I dropped the venture, and this week I added in the India index just to point out how that one's doing. So from a price action perspective, these are all doing really good. Another reason why I'm willing to take long trades right now. We do have longer term downtrends, but at least at the moment we're in short term uptrends. Longer term uptrends build out of short term uptrends, so we can't disqualify buying right now simply because there were some higher prices above. As we start building higher highs and higher lows, that's what's important to me, especially for swing trades. We're not in these for months and months and months. We're in these for several days to a few weeks, maybe a couple months on the longer side. So this, in the longer term, I mean. So this is important that we see this building of higher highs, higher lows. So this is favorable conditions for buying. We can see the NASDAQ has made higher highs. The NYSE has made multiple higher highs moving up here. The Russell 2000, multiple higher highs, higher lows. You could draw little trend channels, trend lines on this. The S&P 500, or not the S&P, the TSX Composite, which is also an S&P index in Canada, making higher swing highs, higher swing lows. And that doesn't mean there isn't prices above here that we don't have to break through at some point, but at least right now we're moving in the right direction. This is India. It has been very strong. I own this ETF just in my investment account, just passively holding on to it. I don't trade it. Just buy and hold, and it has, you can see it had a sell-off similar to what the US, Canada had, but it has bounced back and is back to near its highs. So that is equivalent to trading, up here at these levels on the US or Canadian indexes. So definitely leading the way in that regard. Just something to point out if you're looking for something that's acting even stronger. Stock market health indicators also good, all of them in at least neutral to good territory. And health indicators are just how the overall stock market is doing. And we'll zoom in on this in a second, but this is how many stocks are trading above their 50-day moving average as a percent. 83% of S&P 500 stocks are above their 50-day moving average, and 67% of all U.S. stocks. So that's really good when it's above 50%. Usually a lot easier to make money on the long side because pretty much everything's trending up. Volume increased. I don't use volume too much, but I do use it. We had a follow-through day way back here in October, and that helped kickstart this rally. These blue lines show us what daily movement is in the S&P 500. Uptrends are categorized as typically small daily movement, and lately we're getting a little smaller, but we had some big spikes not too long ago, so I'm saying this one's neutral, but could say it's maybe improving the last couple weeks as we do have some smaller values. And this is the advanced decline line, just cumulative stocks advancing minus the number of stocks declining. Trending up at the moment, that's good. And the ultimate indicator is how many setups, if you're watching trades, if you're trading, how are those actually working? Because ultimately, why keep throwing money at something if it's not working? So look at your own trades, see if there's any issues. I look at the trades, and I'd say it's a bit of a mixed bag. Like we're early in an uptrend here, so lots of stocks are moving up short term, but like I pointed out here, it can be very volatile. So I'd say I want to deploy money, but I wouldn't say it's super easy conditions yet. But I want to have some capital exposure out there because overall, I think the conditions warrant it, and there's more money out there than the reward outweighs the risk, in my opinion. And let's zoom in on this chart for just a second. So yeah, follow through day way back here. You can see we've been trending up, lots of stocks trading above their 50-day moving average. This is the one I was talking about. Daily movement has been a little bit more like uptrending behavior lately, but it wasn't too long ago that we had a bigger than 2% drop in a day followed by a 5% rally in one day. And during nice long-term uptrends, we generally don't get these really big values until we get big corrections. Uptrends look more like this, like what we see over here, with the occasional spike out, and even these, weren't that extreme. So this is more typical of uptrending behavior, this type of movement here. Very small daily movements. And you can see we're still pretty crazy the last little bit. So that's why I say this is neutral. It's still showing high volatility. Trading may not be as easy. Trades might have to be a little quicker than just buy and hold because you could get a vicious pullback in this type of environment. Trending up overall on this one. And this one didn't touch on, I haven't had too many important values at the moment. A 94% update on October 17th. And yeah, I'm not sure if we had too much of importance after that. So it looks like, yeah, we had a few higher days. But overall, I'd say this is kind of neutral too. I look for these. This is important at major turning points, I find. So when you're dropping, you start to get the 90% upside days. That really starts to signal potential bottoms. So we had those up in mid-October to late October, starting to get some really high values there, early October. So those were important. Price action perspective, we can just see we're moving up. So this is not as important to me right at this moment. Sectors on the move, the ones I like the most right now, which are holding up the best, are basic materials, industrials, and financials. You can see basic materials was kind of had the worst week this week, but overall, over the last month or so, 3 months, they've been holding up near the top. So this is something, if this continues, then we'd probably want to scrap it. And healthcare a little stronger, so that's one we want to see. Healthcare has been hanging out, kind of the middle of the pack to the upper part of the pack. So this would be one to potentially watch to see if we continue to see the strength that week. I've noticed on the best swing trading stocks list, a lot of the really strong stocks are in healthcare that I've seen. So that's also one of interest to me, but hasn't overall, not quite as, at least from a sector perspective, is a little bit more of a mixed bag. Consumer defensive utilities, I don't really end up trading those stocks too often because they just don't move as much as the others. So less bang for buck. What I'm doing, I'm looking for long swing trades. If I see positions I like, I'm willing to take them. Conditions are good. You can also check out the price action stock day trading course is out. You'll see when you come to the site, it's 20% off right now through Black Friday. So you can use the code Black Friday 2022, all just one big word, to get 20% off. And so that's available right now and just came out, so you can definitely check out that. I like day trading. I like doing swing trading and day trading, but the day trading is something I can do every day, so that even if conditions aren't great for swing trading or the stock market's not really moving, generally there's something I can find on a daily basis to trade for day trading if it's just 1 or 2 trades. So that is your stock market outlook for this week. Until next week, happy trading.